Scary story. The Collector. Preston Hawthorne Maniac. Serial killer. In the shadowed hollows of the Appalachian Mountains, West Virginia, where coal dust still clings to the lungs of old miners and abandoned company towns rot under thick forest canopy, the people of Blackthorn Hollow spoke of the Collector, with the kind of quiet that follows a door closing at midnight. His name was Preston Hawthorne, 57, a retired taxidermist who once ran a small shop called Hawthorne's Eternal Rest on the edge of town. He specialized in songbirds, foxes, bobcats, anything small enough to fit on a mantel. Tourists passing through on their way to the New River Gorge bought his pieces for cabin decor. Locals avoided the shop after dark. They said the eyes in his mouth followed you when you turned away. No one knew he had started collecting something larger. The first piece was found in early March 2026. 23-year-old hiker named Rowan Caldwell. She had been section hiking the Appalachian Trail, taking side trails into the hollers for solitude. Her body was discovered inside an abandoned one-room schoolhouse off County Road 17, sitting upright at the teacher's desk, hands folded neatly, head tilted as if listening to a lesson. Her skin had been meticulously tanned and preserved using the same chrome tanning process Preston used on deer hides. Every seam was invisible, the incisions hidden under natural skin folds. Her eyes had been replaced with glass orbs the exact shade of her own, pale, hazel flecked with gold. Her mouth was stitched closed with fine surgical thread in a subtle, almost serene smile. Around her neck hung a small brass tag engraved with Rowan Caldwell collected, March 3, 2026 specimen grade, A+ preservation method, full mount, natural pose. Internal organs had been removed and replaced with cedar shavings and cotton batting to maintain shape. The desk drawer contained her journal, every page carefully pressed flat, edges trimmed, rebound with leather from what forensics later identified as human hide. Second specimen appeared 6 weeks later. 29-year-old folk musician, named Silas Boone. He played banjo at the monthly jam sessions in town, always barefoot, always smiling. His body was found inside the old company store, standing behind the counter as if ready to ring up a purchase, arms posed in mid-gesture, one hand holding an empty tin cup, the other resting on an antique cash register. Same preservation, skin tanned to soft suppleness, muscles stuffed and wired beneath, skeleton left mostly intact for structural support, glass eyes, deep brown this time, mouth stitched in the same subtle smile, brass tag, Silas Boone collected, April 19, 2026 specimen grade, a preservation method, full mount, occupational pose. The cash register drawer held Silas's songbook, pages rebound in the same human leather, lyrics, annotated in red ink, with musical notes drawn in blood, that had been fixed with alum. The town went still. People stopped leaving windows open at night. Children were kept indoors after dusk. The sheriff called Charleston for help. FBI Special Agent Cora Delaney arrived during dogwood bloom. She had grown up 2 counties over, knew the hollers, knew how secrets traveled slower than the wind through rhododendron thickets. She also knew taxidermy. Her grandfather had mounted deer for half the county before he drank himself to death. Cora visited Hawthorne's shop on a rainy Tuesday. The bell above the door jingled like wind chimes in a graveyard. Preston was behind the counter, sewing a squirrel's paw back onto its body with black thread. He looked up, smiled politely. "Agent Delaney," he said, "I've been expecting you. You know why I'm here. I read the papers. Terrible business." He set the squirrel down. "Would you like to see my private collection? It's in the back." Cora declined. She asked about Rowan and Silas. "Rowan bought a red-tailed hawk from me last summer," Preston said. Said it reminded her of freedom. "Silas traded me an old fiddle bow for a mounted raccoon. Nice young people. Shame." Cora noticed the back room door, padlocked, heavy steel. She left with nothing concrete but the smell of tannin and formaldehyde in her nostrils. Third specimen surfaced in late May. 21-year-old photographer named Ivy Whitaker. She had been documenting abandoned structures for an online project called Hollowed Hearts. Her body was found inside the ruins of the Blackthorn No. 3 coal tipple, posed kneeling, one hand extended as if taking a picture, the other holding a vintage Leica camera, her own. Preservation identical. Tanned hide stretched over armature. Glass eyes, storm gray, stitched smile, brass tag. Ivy Whitaker collected, May 28, 2026 specimen grade, A+ preservation method, full mount, action pose. The camera still had film inside. When developed, the last 6 frames showed the interior of the tipple, then darkness, then Preston's face, calm and close, reflected in the lens like a self-portrait. Cora got the warrant that afternoon. They breached the shop at 4 a.m. The front room was ordinary. Shelves of foxes, owls, mink. The back room was different. A climate-controlled workshop. Stainless steel tables. Tanning vats bubbling softly. Rows of glass-eyed heads on shelves. Deer, bear, coyote, and 3 human ones on custom stands. Hairbrushed. Lips, painted faintly pink. Then the walk-in freezer. Inside 6 more full mounts. Still curing. A teenage boy in a baseball uniform. Bat over shoulder. A middle-aged woman in a Sunday dress. Hands clasped in prayer. A young man in miner's coveralls. Pickaxe raised. All posed naturally. All tagged. All smiling that same serene stitch. Preston wasn't there. He had taken his panel van and gone deeper into the mountains. A search began. ATVs. Drones. Bloodhounds. Nothing. Then the 4th specimen appeared. Not hidden, but displayed. 26-year-old park ranger named Elias Crow. No relation to earlier cases. He patrolled the New River Gorge trails. His mount was found sitting on a picnic table at the Hawk's Nest overlook. Binoculars around his neck. One hand pointing toward the canyon as if showing a vista. Tag. Elias Crow collected June 15. 2026 specimen grade. A preservation method. Full mount. Interpretive pose. A note was pinned to his shirt. For the public. Admission free. Please do not touch the exhibits. Cora realized he was escalating. Showing off. She studied his records. Found old competition ribbons from national taxidermy shows. Best in world for avian mounts. Outstanding realism for mammals. He had once mounted a human arm for a medical school legal, donated specimen, and won a gold medal for innovative anatomical display. He had kept the taste. They tracked his van to an abandoned mining camp high on Cheat Mountain. Snow still lingered in the shade even in June. Cora went in alone, against orders, armed with a 12-gauge and a flashlight. The camp was silent, except for the drip of water from rusted roofs. She found him in the old bathhouse. Tiles cracked, pipes hanging. Preston stood in the center of the room under a single hanging bulb. Around him, 6 new mounts in various stages of completion. Armatures of steel rod and wood. Skin draped like fabric. Eyes waiting in a tray of solution. He held a scalpel in one hand, a fresh hide in the other. Agent Delaney, he said softly. You're early for the unveiling. Cora leveled the shotgun. Put it down, Preston. He smiled. That same stitched smile his specimens wore. I've been waiting for a collector's piece like you. Strong bone structure. Good muscle tone. Perfect for a standing pose. Perhaps with your badge still pinned to the chest. He stepped forward. Cora fired once. Center mass. Preston staggered. Dropped the scalpel, but kept smiling. I've preserved worse wounds, he whispered. She fired again. He fell. When backup arrived, they found Cora sitting on the floor beside him, breathing hard. Preston Hawthorne died on the way to the hospital. They recovered 21 full mounts total, 9 discovered bodies, 12 more in various stages of curing, each tagged, dated, graded, each posed in a scene from their life. The shop was boarded up, the freezer contents removed for burial, the glass eyes smashed so they could never look again. But in Blackthorn Hollow, some things don't stay buried. On quiet nights when the wind moves through the empty company houses, people swear they hear soft footsteps, slow, deliberate, like someone walking between mounts, adjusting a pose, brushing dust from a shoulder. And sometimes, in the deepest hollers, hikers find small brass tags nailed to trees, specimen not yet collected, grade, pending, patience advised. No one touches them. They just keep walking, faster. Check out my long videos with scary stories. Visit my channel, and watch. Subscribe to my channel. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Recommend it to your friends. Check out my videos, friends.